two of you.
What's up,
Welcome.
y'all?
Welcome back to FastTrack Feedback Fridays. Who's in the chat? Say hi.
Yo.
We are here as usual every Friday. We give you feedback on your tracks. Send us stuff that's in progress. Doesn't matter how rough it is. We just want to give you the most constructive feedback that we can. Or if you really want to go for gold, send us stuff you think is super, super great and deserves recognition and could really, hit it with a larger audience. We've got a special rating in our system here called Top Tier Track that gets you on our playlists and our Instagram, and gets lots of brownie points.
Yep.
So that's what's up. You got anything you want to say, Chris?
Nah, man. Use that submit form that I put in the chat there. FastTrack the Studio/stream. It's a website that we've built together, and yeah, please get in there, fill out your information, and make submitting easier in the future. So, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 people already in the queue. I think there was 2 people in the chat. Now it's just 1. So maybe it's just me. But yeah, if you guys want to, please submit. In terms of the queue, we have Jacob Johnson, a stream favorite, DOA or Doga, and then the Speak of the Devil, he's back, Jokerhead.
Indeed.
But knowing Jokerhead, he will probably come in late after his song is reviewed and then tip to try to put in another song. So we'll see. We'll see when he shows up. But that is our queue. We have 2 free spots open, and then the tip option is always available using the same website. Once you submit, you can tip to skip the queue. But yeah, without further ado, it looks like there's one person in the chat. Use our website, bro.
And say hi.
Yeah, say what's up. Happy Friday. Okay, cool. Let's get to the music then. The first one, "Won't Stop" by Jacob Johnson. Their role as producer, they probably did vocals too, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Track genre is pop, and then track artist Jacob Johnson. Cool.
Nice.
You pushed it to live here.
Yep.
All right. You ready?
Yeah. So
Jacob Johnson, 3, 2, 1.
You trust him to start, but then you feel the shots. Your head ain't doing well, your heart's about to die. The feeling's killing you. You push away the news, you push away the news. What am I supposed to do? You trust him to start, but then
I've understood like 2 words before.
your head ain't doing well, your heart's about to die. The feeling's killing you. You push away the news, you push away the nose. What am I supposed to do? I wouldn't ever let that slide. If you were mine, but you too stupid. Don't ever wanna be mine. Why do I try? Shit, I'm so foolish, always wasting all my time. Now you and I, it's fucking bullshit.
Cool.
lots of space.
And he probably didn't finish yet.
Yeah.
Probably a demo. Getting like Kanye's 808s and heartbreaks in the beginning, and then kind of a tone thing here.
It's a cool sound.
Yeah, I like that laser. Pew!
Yeah.
The snare is like the clearest thing in the mix, like by far. And then
Nice.
yeah, Jacob Earl Johnson. That is Won't Stop. And yeah, what'd you think, Josh? First impressions?
That was super cool. I'm impressed. I mean, this is like the first, thing in this sort of genre or style that we've gotten from Jacob. So, I like that it's a little different than what he usually does, and I think it's a good attempt at like a sort of more pop focused type thing. I like the way he's using the auto tune, and just like his falsetto and the melodies are good, and like I think the lyrical content makes sense for this kind of song. And a couple of things just around arrangement that I would maybe do differently or refine. Like I thought at this first section when it comes in, I can play this.
What am I supposed to do? You trust him to start, but then you feel the shots. Your head ain't doing well.
I thought right around there, like that 4 on the floor kick got a little stale. It was just like it could have happened for the first 2 bars or 4 bars or whatever, and then like more needed to change right at that moment, where it just felt like it was kind of like what's happening. It doesn't really feel like anything's building anymore. It's just kind of this same steady motion. Like when are we going to get there? I just thought it was a little awkward, like just arrangement wise, little area that things could be perfected. And then later when it did this transition, I think that could have been more dramatic or impactful. Like the level didn't change at all. Like volume wise, I almost felt like that drop was a little quieter than the
Mhm.
section before it, just slightly,
Mhm.
based on what was like present. And I think there could have been some sort of like better riser there, or a little bit more of a like gradual, cutoff and then go into that section. But
Mhm.
it was just kind of unceremonial, just kind of like went to it. It happened. It's like we know we're in the chorus, but I think it could have been a lot bigger.
I think in the
And
same way, the vocal performance could have been reflected too. I think.
yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I
Yeah.
wouldn't ever let that slide. You were mine.
Yeah.
It was
I
just
guess if the vocal's not going to do it, then yeah, the beat should do it. But yeah.
it could be both. I think it should be both maybe, but it just like the landing didn't feel like it was super impactful there. It just kind of like happened.
Yeah.
Just kept rolling along.
It is a cool switch up though. I do like
Yeah,
it.
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's just the transition could be worked on a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
overall, I mean, do you have any other thoughts? Vibes?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying like this first style seems like very Kanye 808s heartbreaks, which I'm a big fan of. I think there's some like mixing things, just in terms of like gain staging of every.
What am I supposed to do?
I feel like it was like trancy, like stabby synths are being a little bit buried, and I'd like them to be a little bit louder. But yeah, the stylistic, I think it's very cool. I guess for this genre, like intelligibility isn't super important, but I like for that first like 30 seconds, I had no idea what he was saying.
Yeah.
When he gets to the verse, it gets much better. Even at the latter end here, right before that, I guess chorus or the switch up, whatever it is, the intelligibility gets better. But yeah, just the beginning, I'm like, what is this song about? Um, but yeah, so far I think it's pretty cool, and I love this style for him. And yeah,
Well,
it,
speaking of the devil, he just showed up. He said, "I missed it." FML LMAO J say shit's ass. No, I didn't say it's ass.
you say Josh say or just say shit's ass. I
Oh,
don't know. Either way, yes, you're correct. Stream ain't even loading for me. Damn, bro.
stream ain't loading. Like just on your connection or like on the page or oh
Stuck on
god,
Josh picking.
as usual.
Dude, yeah. Actually, on my stream, Josh's eyes are closed,
That's
and I'm
weird.
staring at the camera. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Freaking! Apparently, the whole United States of America has been attacked this whole week for cyber attacks or something.
The internet
You heard
has
about
been
that?
weird. There's that big AT&T outage thing, right?
Yeah, I got Metro PCS. You would. Nah, it's back up. Damn, bro. I got Boost Mobile. I got Boost Internet. Um, boneless Wi-Fi. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Yeah, my shit's like all screwed up too. I don't know why,
No
but
idea what's going on today.
anyways, I don't know if Jenkins is hearing any of this, but yeah, I think this is cool, man. It's like Kanye's 808s, and I think you're doing it pretty well. I just was saying, like, I for the first like 15 seconds, I don't know what you're saying, and I wish I did, and then I wish you finished the rap. Like that's all obvious. The style is really cool. Josh was talking about arrangement for you. So yeah, once this stream is over, you can check back on the notes. But yeah, overall, I'm liking the vibes a lot, actually. So yeah, do you want to give a score?
Yeah, just to give a quick TLDR if you missed it, Jenkins, the two things I was just suggesting, and we can talk about this in content. It's just like at the beginning of the chorus, that sort of four on the floor thing just like kind of continues a little bit long. It feels like things need to develop around it more. It needs to just not be so like kind of there. It feels a little awkward, basically, just like how long that continues. And then going into the like, well, I guess was that the chorus, the pre-chorus? I don't know what we'd call that loud
Yeah.
part here. This
Am I supposed to do?
that section, and then when it goes, we were talking about the transition here.
Am I supposed to do? I wouldn't
Just feels like there could have been a little bit more of a lead in there, like maybe a dropout, a little bit more of a change in your vocal performance, like something just to make that transition more like impactful. Because right now it just kind of feels like it keeps trucking along. Like the volume doesn't change, like it almost gets a little quieter.
Hmm.
Just could be a more impactful transition to that next section. So that's the TLDR. But yeah, let's see vibe score. I think I've got a score.
But yeah, where am I at? Maybe here. Okay. I'm curious to see where you're at. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I thought you'd be lower. This is for vibes. I think this could be a great track, and I like the style that you're bringing into it and the
I
idea.
agree. I do like this a lot. Let me change this. There we go. That's a little
Nice.
yeah. I actually do like this a lot too. Yeah, I just want it to be finished. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, or like more finished. Yeah. Okay, content.
Yeah, content. I think it's a good start. Like again, the idea is cool, but I think the real issue is just that it's not finished. Like you don't have a bunch of sections that I presume you want to, and some of the transitions and just like the little refinements of how things flow along, I think need some work. But I like the lyrical content, the delivery so far, the usage of autotune, like all
Yeah, the
that stuff.
delivery is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I like
Cool stuff.
the sound of everything. Like all of the yeah, all of the instruments that you chose are really cool. Very kind of a spacey vibe, and I like it a lot. Production, I think some things could be improved too, but yeah, content, pretty decent, but yeah, not finished. So
Yeah.
I have a score. You have a score?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I
Oh
feel like this
god.
happened last
Oh,
time.
my mouse is so heavy right now.
Oh shit. What happened there?
Nah, let me
I
be
feel like
honest
this
here.
also happened.
There you go.
Anyways, then production I think is okay for now. Like maybe the transitions, could make their way in here, and just the way that you're processing any like vocal doubles. Like I think that could be an idea for that second drop or whatever. Like there could be a little bit of a different sound for the vocals that it's happening, like harmonies or something like that, or some occasional side doubles.
Mhm,
I guess that could potentially come into production, but otherwise, like I again totally respect the space that you give your mixes
mhm,
and that you leave in the arrangement. Like that's super professional. It's consistent with your stuff,
mhm,
and you've got a sound that is very clear for all your tracks. So like
mhm.
mostly on production, I'd say it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's pretty good too. I was mentioning the snare, like I don't know, in the second part here, I just feel like there's just some things that kind of stick out in a huge way timbre wise that I think everything can kind of be balanced more. So if I just play this a little bit, I
Everlasting
feel like I just gotta put it.
if you were mine, but you too stupid.
Yeah, I
Don't
feel like
ever
a lot
wanna
of
be
the synths and stuff, I feel like they should have like a higher kind of timbre to them. But they sound all a little bit low passed, and then like the laser sound and the snare are just like super crisp sounding, and it's like they stick out so much. They're like so far forward compared to everything else. It's kind of weird.
yeah,
And I think like Josh said, like you leave so much space and it sounds like so uncluttered. Like I think you can afford to have like, everything a little bit more shimmery, and have everything kind of fill out the same kind of timbre space. You would really sacrifice anything, and it just sound really crisp overall. But yeah, that's what I have for production. Otherwise, it's pretty dang good. Yeah, I think that's all I have for comments.
sweet. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, production score. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, that it doesn't seem mastered yet. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Damn.
Yeah, what's to
Super
do?
close there.
Yeah. Track total.
Track total. Let's see.
Man,
Hmm.
I gotta be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be stupid.
All
Oh
right.
no, Jenkins is there. I got mine. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's to
It's
do?
coming along. It's cool. It's just, it's just not done. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea. Like keep it going. It's
Yeah.
like a fresh take for Jacob. So
Yeah, I agree. Definitely keep going with this. Like, don't throw this one out and just say it's a draft for us.
yeah, don't say it's ass, and don't just like assume that we think it's ass. Like it's cool.
Yeah, agree.
Cool. Okay. Thanks,
Sick.
Jacob. I don't know why Twitch.
Hopefully you're still there.
Yeah, I don't know why Twitch sucks, but
It's weird.
apparently, did Jokerhead not have an album art and then changed it to have an album art?
That's related to our album art stuff. I did that
I
manually.
see. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Um, thank you,
Luckily, I
Josh.
caught that he had uploaded one.
I see. I see. Had a boy. Thank you, Jacob Johnson. I think he's having his own internet trouble, so we'll see him when he comes back. But the next person in the queue is DOA, Doga, Eric
Doga.
DOA. I doubt it. I don't know, but perhaps Dead or Alive. But their role on the track was songwriter. The track genre is electronic dance music, and the artist is DOA. So DOA, if you're in the chat, let us know. Otherwise, we're gonna do your song now.
Yep.
Cool. Are you okay? It's pushed up. You ready?
Yep. Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Thought this was gonna be Poker Face for a second.
Is that how it starts?
Similar, I think.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
It's like 80s.
It's a long intro.
Oh, you're right.
So, thing.
Yeah,
Little
that was
8-bit.
it has like no bass.
Clickiest pick I've ever heard. That synth bass is just so sharp as a little bass.
Yeah.
And now it's gone. It's like a Tesla coil. It's so...
I don't think yeah. This production is, or not production, production here. Like world drum. That's like a nice, yeah, a little easy sounding too. Everything sounds like 3 decades old. A lot of random noises in there.
Yeah, for sure.
It has a charming kind of big sound, big cheesy sound to it. But yeah, that was DOA by Doga Aaron. Josh, what do you have first impressions and vibes?
Yeah, I mean, definitely feels like a lot of little random sounds. I mean, I would say my first impression overall is that the whole thing feels a little random.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like somebody figured out how to use their DAW.
Oh yeah, baby. I was gonna say this sounds like some of my first beats, bruh.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, much better, but yeah.
Like I think there are some cool like developments here. Like I do
Yeah.
think there are some interesting progressions, like arrangement wise. I'm not sure if it all fits together cohesively in
Yeah.
a great way. Like it's a little bit through composed, as they say, like just sort of stream of consciousness.
Yes.
And so
Agreed.
that's probably the biggest thing to work on, but also just like a lot of the sound choices, like we talked about, like making sure that things are not, I mean, at the beginning it was just so tinny, there was no bass at all, like that like super zappy like Tesla coil ish synth bass sound was just like so and wasn't providing like any low end really. It was just kind of like buzzy and annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a little bit more bass did come in, but it was just like sections would go on pretty long. a lot of the sounds are very like 80s or just like not super high quality, or like, oh, that's a triangle wave,
Mhm.
but like
Yeah.
nothing that's super well refined.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Overall, it was like it felt like a bit of a hodgepodge to me. But what do you
Oh
think?
yeah. Yeah. It's just like I don't know why I just felt like older YouTube videos would use this as like a funny comical background music.
Could see that, yeah.
Yeah. Like I would probably use it back when I used to make videos like that in high school.
Well,
It's
it's like
like
when people first were figuring out how to use DAWs.
yeah, exactly. Dawes en masse. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's got a charm to it, but yeah, like your feedback is spot on. It seems stream of consciousness. It doesn't seem super intentional, at least from like what is this song about? It's more like, oh, this sound is cool. How do I build up into it? And some of the build-ups were like captivating in a way. Some of them were
Mhm.
too long too, but yeah. Um yeah. There's Josh said everything about the 80 cents too. Yeah, and I said it during my live feedback, but yeah, just we could tell that if we had to guess it, are a relatively new producer, and that's okay. But feedback. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say that the arrangement is probably the biggest thing. But
Mr. KT, welcome.
oh shit, Market,
What up,
what's up,
Mr.
guys?
KT UK?
How you
Good to
doing,
see you
bro?
again. Send us your track. Got the link in the
Yeah,
chat there.
yeah. Let me get that real quick. Oop, ba-da-ba-ba. My freaking
And we've got room. We've got room for one or two more at least one or two more in the stream. So send it.
yeah, brother. Send it. Let's go.
Whatever
Full
you're working on.
our eyes
Our
UK.
Eyes UK, another UK person, huh?
Dude, for real. The Brits
What's
love us,
going
I
on here?
guess.
Yeah.
Let's
It's the
go.
British invasion.
Yeah, let's go. Brexit was a. I'm just kidding.
The redcoats are coming. Yeah.
The red coats. Oh yeah, bro. We go way back. But
Yeah. Back to
shouts
those
out to you
Paul
guys.
Revere days.
Isn't it
Yes, we
like
accept house. We
except
accept everything. We'll listen to whatever, and we will try to give as
Brexit was
much.
shite? Yeah, I don't know, bro.
It's funny.
I'm just a stupid American. It's okay.
Yeah.
But okay. Vibes. You want to give a score?
Yes.
Beeding, beeding, being, being, beeding, being, beeding. Hold on, let me do a
Oh,
calculation.
and Mr. KT and Our Eyes. By the way, we've got a platform that we have built ourselves, which is how we take submissions.
Mhm,
Again, where we give like super detailed feedback and have a whole rating system here. So when you sign up, it gives you the option by default is checked to sign up for our platform. We're also building a whole bunch of like music productivity suite stuff with like managing versions of your projects and tracks and tracking tasks, discussions with collaborators, all that kind of stuff, and
mhm,
more. So that's the platform we're building, and the stream submission process is built into it. So when you sign up, you can save your like basic info and use it again when you submit in the future. And
mhm,
you'll also get email notifications when we've reviewed your track, sends you a link to view that feedback from this stream. And you'll get notified if your track is in the queue and you get reviewed like in a future week. It'll send you a notification on the day of that, hey, today you're probably going to be reviewed. So
mhm,
that's the reason why. That's all the advantages. That's what it is. Just so you're not caught off guard by the site, which is in the chat there. So
mhm. Yeah, but be like Mr. KT. He has been a signed up user before, and he is submitted in the queue. So
yep, he's in there. Nice.
we love it. Can't wait to hear your song. But okay, vibes. All right, I have my calculation done. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, three, two, one. I wonder if I'm high.
A
Yeah, okay. I,
little.
I only my score is actually 34.5, and it's because it's half of 16.
Mm. Oh, I see. I thought about going between redo and develop.
Yeah,
But I do think there are some like cool excerpts from this. It's just the way that it
I
all
agree.
comes together and like some of the refinements around the sounds.
Yeah, maybe I'll be a little more serious for my content score. Yeah, that's vibes have a little bit more freedom, but
Yeah.
yeah, content. We talked about it. Mainly, it seems like kind of random, kind of unintentional overall arrangement. We don't know exactly where the track is going and why. Why did you make the track? Why are the sounds included? What are the choices there? It just doesn't seem like um, much thought was put into it. But yeah, do you have anything to add?
Mm, no, I think in terms of advice, I think it's just a matter of like trying to think about your listener as much as possible and think about the listener who like likes your genre and is familiar with it and is going to be impressed if you include like stylistic high points that from artists that you both like, but it's a listener who doesn't have a lot of time, and or they don't have a lot of attention, and like you have to really fight to get them to listen to every bar of your song. Don't just like have long sections that don't do anything for anyone,
Mm.
right? Like take the stuff out that's crap. Like take the stuff out that's not needed. Make it shorter if you need to. Probably a good idea. And make sure that every, unit of time in your track is interesting,
Mhm.
like genuinely interesting. Because if there's not some really good, amazing sound there, or there's not some interesting development that's going on, or some tension that's building, or resolve that's being done, there's just no reason to listen in all those points. And if too much of your track is built up of like pointless moments that are just like, cool, this guy figured out how to like experiment and do synths and stuff, then nobody realistically is going to listen, because there are a million, actually there's like 30 million other people who are also releasing music on SoundCloud. And the default, the bottom of the barrel is just like, you figured out how to use a DAW and there's sounds, but that's not good enough. Like the rest of that other 99% to get to the top is about how you arrange and organize and produce all of it to be exceptional and to be like truly awesome at every point.
Mhm.
So that's the gap. It's like there's a tiny gap in terms of like importance between not knowing how to use a DAW and knowing how to use a DAW, and then this massive gap between knowing how to make a song and not knowing how to make a song.
Mhm.
So that's where you want to get to. This is a great start. You've got the tools that you need now. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of like being honest, like brutally honest with yourself about what is good in this, what's not that interesting, like what can I make more exciting, and how can I take the feedback from people who listen to it, and like, are they impressed, are they not, what do they say I can improve on, and try to experiment and get more feedback. And like, there's lots of ways to improve and learn, but this is a channel that we're giving you. So if you decide to make changes and stuff, send it to us and we'll tell you like if it got better or not, and that can help you learn too. So
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with everything he said there. And it's just, yeah, thinking from the art, like the listener's perspective, it's like, what do you want to convey to them?
Yeah.
Like what is your art saying? Or it could be just like, I really like how this sounds and I want people to dance to it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, ask yourself, are people going to dance to this or make funny
Is it
comedy YouTube videos to
yeah.
it? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a charm to it, but yeah, I think there needs to be some work done in terms of the content. So, yeah, do you have a score?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I couldn't decide. I was gonna go maybe a little bit. I'll go like a little bit lower in content, but I mean,
Okay.
again, there are excerpts that I like about this a lot, but I do think string it together. That's the main thing for us. Is like, well, actually, content is sound choices too. It's like sound choices and the
Arrangement, yeah,
arrangement. So I'm
structure.
just gonna put it straight at develop actually.
That's fair. That's fair. Production
And then production, I
actually
think
didn't seem too bad.
not terrible except for the beginning when it was super tinny and then there's that buzzy ass synth thing. Like that was
Testicle, yeah,
annoying.
sure.
That was like, I don't know if I want to listen to this, but the rest of it wasn't too terrible
Oh yeah,
in terms of balance.
yeah. It didn't seem
After
like
that,
yeah, it didn't seem like anything was like bearing each other. There was moments where it sounded really big.
yeah,
There's interesting choices like why is the kick like all of the bass from the kick is like gone. It's just a click, like a metronome click.
yeah,
But it's like you could do that. It's just like that's the intention behind it was like lost on me. So
yeah.
yeah, but that's more. Well, that's a little bit of production as well. But yeah, I think for me it might be the strongest part. But
Hmm.
um, I have a score. You do?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Fuck, it didn't publish. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Overall.
And then let's see overall track total. Track. All right, I think I got mine.
Can I just ask, did my submission go through?
I think
Yes.
it did.
Our eyes.
Sure did.
Fire. Be like
Our
our eyes.
eyes.
Any put a album art. Fantastic.
Nice.
Or they.
Love to
She.
see it.
I don't know. Ruben. That's that guy's name. All right. Track total score. You got it.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever, I'll go there.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's mainly the content. It's just like, what are we listening to? But some good
Yeah.
stuff, some skill there for sure.
For sure. For sure. Awesome. Thank you. We got you, bro. Thank you for signing up and using our platform. Like we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Superstar of the moment. He is a composer, an arranger, a beat maker, an artist, a sampler, a recording engineer. Did he put assistant? He did. Recording assistant, his own assistant,
Always.
as well as the recording engineer, mixing engineer, mastering engineer, producer, synth operator, sound designer, audio editor, game sound designer, film sound designer, independent releaser. Wow. I didn't know that one was a role on our website. Actually.
Impressive.
Independent releaser. Track
Yep.
genre includes electronic, ambient, synthwave, indie, film soundtrack, video game soundtrack. Okay, I think he's just effing with us at this point. Experimental, ambient, experimental. It's Jokerhead, everybody.
So there's a lot of different places he could sell this.
Yeah, apparently it's just
So it sounds like.
all in one track, man. It does it all. So
Yeah.
we better be impressed. Hey guys,
Mhm.
sorry I've been AWOL again, not producing, trying to go back to my roots a bit. Want to send this in your new format, as you probably know. New format. You've been sending it to our new format.
Is he talking about like the best of worst of thing? He
I
might
don't
be
know.
talking about that.
Okay, sure, yeah, but nothing about our website has reflected those changes, so I don't
know.
But okay, you're not producing. What is your roots? I'm interested. Okay.
Did we didn't read the rest of the description.
Oh, it says a new format, an open off my face a lot, and I want to get back to the basics and move from there because I've noticed a lot of shite I've sent you is listenable to some extent. Haha. I hope to be around for the stream, but I definitely will soon. Also, I really appreciate you guys over the years. I will be back every week from now on to wreck your heads. Go super deep on this track now, please. Okay.
Well, where are you at, Jokerhead?
Yeah, that's true. If I had to
Funny.
predict, shout out Market. He knows Jokerhead. I think Jokerhead's also UK, right, or like Ireland or something.
Yeah, I think he's Ireland.
There's something about you guys. What time is it over there?
Well, it's like
late.
late, like midnight, and that's I guess like when people are on Twitch that are creatives, which makes sense. But
yeah,
I don't know. When are people in the US on Twitch then too? I don't know if we want to stream at midnight our time though.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds miserable, but
probably not.
Yeah,
better for watching streams instead of doing them. I think
right
at that time.
I figure.
It's
okay.
0:33. Yep.
0:33.
6 hours ahead of us.
There you go, across the pond. But all right, the waveform didn't load for me at first, but now I see it.
It's just a big fucking file, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit, I shouldn't have. Did you push it to live?
Yeah, it should be pushed to live.
Okay. Maybe my internet's slow and the file is big. Unfortunately, I tried refreshing it, and it just loaded right before. So unfortunately,
you have it now.
I could try playing it, see if it's
yeah, it's working.
Yeah, but I don't know why my waveform isn't loaded yet, but yeah, let's just play.
Okay.
You ready? It'll probably come. Yeah, there it is. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Looks like no bass.
Yeah, why is it so thin? It definitely got quieter too.
Yeah. The snare's kind of cool sounding. Sounds like an air pump.
Changes to the drums.
Why is the toms are like much louder than the snare is?
I know. The snare is just so like muffled.
Yeah. It's only been enough to be cranked.
Saw that. What do you get a kid?
Is that?
I asked if you got a kid.
Did you get kicked out? I remember this one.
It's a cool chorus, you know?
It is, yeah.
if Jokerhead becomes the biggest artist we've ever given feedback to.
I can't hear you. We'll talk after. We'll talk after. Uh-oh. Dude, if I hear like some just crazy notes, I always look at your face.
What was that?
Reaction? It just
Scared the brown note's gonna happen.
What do you say? It scared the brown out of you? Is that
I'm
what you
just scared the brown note is gonna happen. That's why. You never know.
You feel your tummy rumbling? Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm chock full of Chipotle today. You better be
Yep.
careful. Oh man, that was
Well,
Jokerhead. Stakeout too. Stakeout. I
you
did have
know,
Chipotle steak today.
I feel like Jokerhead is just in a loop of remixing his own songs over and
Mhm.
over. Like,
Well, he's trying. This is a work in progress that he's trying to improve.
yeah, but I'm just so confused because it just goes back and forth in so many directions, and it's
Mhm.
like I feel like the original version, or not original, maybe like the very first, but like there has been a version long ago, like very long ago of this track that was better.
Mhm.
Like I know that there was at least one version somewhere that was like almost ready to go, and we were like just a couple of tiny things to make this really great, and
Mhm.
then somehow it ends up here where it's like the volume is half as loud. It's like the drums are totally different.
Yeah.
It sounds like a remix of his own track. Like it's not the original track.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like a side quest on the original track. Like this doesn't sound like the main thing.
Yeah, it's true. It's like a
You know what I
side
mean?
branch. Yeah.
There's like other shit going on. Now there's like all this weird stuff, which is kind of interesting towards
Yeah.
the end, but I think the previous version that you sent also had some of that like glissando, like slidey note stuff, and it was kind of cool.
Yep.
This I think takes it to another level and it just feels a little bit less consistent,
Mhm.
like less predictable and kind of just like not again super refined.
Mhm.
It's like kind of interesting at some points, but it's also a little bit like out of control, I think.
Mhm.
And other than that, I don't know. I don't really know what to think because I really do like the chorus and like that little arpeggiator, like melody thing. I think that's cool.
Don't.
Um,
Yeah.
and that is fairly memorable about this song. It's kind of a theme.
Mhm.
But I just this revision, I don't know what you're trying to do here. Like, are you trying to just make a weird, wacky version of the track and like change all sorts of stuff? Or like, why did it get quieter? And like, why did the snare become so much more muffled? Like, how does that stuff happen?
Yep.
It's just so random. Like, that's you need to eliminate like randomness and also it's not as bad as it used to be, but there still is a lot of like just unnecessary layering going on. Just
Mhm.
like, why does there have to be a wind sound in the background? Like there's just like and like three of them, and it's like they're all like on top of each other. Like
Yeah,
it just makes the cognitive dissonance just goes through the roof.
there's kind of
When
a
you listen to it.
there's kind of a Taco Bell tornado kind of sound.
Dude, what the fuck? What is that?
It's like brrr. It sounds like
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a weird.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think I liked it, but it's just like the way that it's like sorry, that's
Taco Bell
uh,
tornado.
Taco Bell tornado. Yeah, just like farty kind of sound.
Oh, like a flush sound.
Oh no, I think it's like an airy kind of like a fart. Like
Oh, I well, those go together. So
yeah, Taco Bell tornado, and it's like you see it with the waveform too. It's like that. It felt like it was getting really compressed, but
yeah,
like I could see it. I see that this is like a lot of compression, but I think Jokerhead he takes our feedback pretty seriously, but like he
he
like
does
over
other things too. Like we tell him to do one teeny thing, and then he does 20,000 other
yeah
things. Like,
yeah.
oh shit,
So
we're like,
Jokerhead people this is like, and we probably should get him on the project soon because he is like the most prolific person that we have on our. I think it's like not even close. I think it's
yeah,
like he has like
he's got
70
like
submissions.
40, and it's like
Oh, maybe
42 or
40,
something
yeah.
like that.
Like, and then the next person's at like 15. Like,
Yeah,
this guy is our power user, and
yeah,
he would be a perfect use case for our version control. So we could go in and be like, okay, Jokerhead, go to this version. This is the version we're talking about. Like,
yeah, yeah.
drums from this one. Like,
It's true.
but yeah, it's becoming. Oh, I don't think it's as insufferable as Ultraviolence was. It's just frustrating because like we tell him like small things and we just get a completely new track every time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's some cool stuff like on the back end here. I think the synth sounds that you were choosing here. Let me see if it's just gonna. That's cool. Yeah, that's like
That
a
was
really
cool.
yeah, it's really cool synth sound and timbre, and he might have taken that feedback from us. Where we're like, oh, some of your synth sound kind of dry and uh like stock, and like nah, like that synth sounded really cool.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah, and the melody sounds great. But yeah, then you like brick up your waveform, but then like make it quieter than a regular track would be, and it's like why, why? There's no way we said that, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I
uh,
really I've said
frustrating.
this before, but I feel like you Jokerhead, you just need like a co-creator who like can whose job it is to take all of the crazy ideas that you have and just like boil them down a little bit, like with arrangement, just like get rid of the excess and remove like the few things that are dissonant and weird. Um and oh Deshawn,
What's up,
welcome.
Deschamps?
Did you submit? We didn't get any submission here yet.
Yeah, where did you go?
Yeah.
Did you go to this website here?
Good question. You think you
FastTrack does it
submitted.
too. Yeah.
Don't see anything though. If it's asking you to sign up, you're free to sign up for an account that'll make your life easier if you resubmit.
Yeah.
If you don't want to sign up on that first page, you can just say you
Hey,
did hit submit and sign up. So then did you like create a username and password and hit submit and sign up?
yeah. If you yeah, so the button has a toggle default sign up. And so once you click the first button, it says submit and sign up. There's a second screen that you have to choose your username and password, and then you'll be good. Um, so I don't know if you did that because we don't see your submission yet. But yeah, if you have the sign up enabled, like the next time you come over, it's really fast process. You only have to enter your track details and yeah, and you'll be able to get access to our platform, which is for music project management. We have a whole feature set dedicated for collaborators to get on, upload their tracks, do timestamp comments with each other, and have multiple versions for each track, assign tasks to each other, have reminder emails associated with each of those things. It's an awesome tool set. And we want to get more and more people on it. It's in a beta stage right now. So, oh, that didn't pop up. Hold on, I'll try again. All right, cool. And shout out to RIs for the RIs UK for the feedback he's got on Jokerhead here. Cool in an experimental way, but if you want to make music for other listeners, you need a hook. Very true. And I think there's some good potential for that main kind of arpeggiator melody. Um, but right now it's 4.5 minutes, and that's kind of a long song. And I don't think that hook that you have there along with some of the variation that's happening. I don't think it's like strong enough. There was actually like a huge difference. You can't tell by the waveform, but yeah, there was a point where it was like completely different. I think it was like an absolutely new part of the song, and it was very like sparse, and it came out of nowhere. And I don't know if it served its purpose. It was just kind of a confusing arrangement, but
Yeah.
it's such a good submission system. 100% my fave by far. Testimonials, we
Thanks.
love it. We
Appreciate
love
it.
the UK.
Yeah,
Um,
we can go into detail after this, after we
yeah,
get
let's
through
give
this
our
feedback, but there's some stuff that we can talk about with the submission system and platform too.
yep. Let us know, Deshaun. We're here for you. We made the website, so if you're having trouble, please let us know. But okay, vibes. Do you want to give a score?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember where we've been at with this in the past, but I guess I'm really just trying to assess like what this is right here. Like how good is this as a release?
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult because there are things I like about it. There are things that are weird, that are
Yeah,
worse than they used to be.
yeah. I mean, the way it's mastered, there's no way. Like, why?
Yeah.
But okay, I have a score in mind.
Mm, hmm. Yeah, the way it's mastered definitely is a problem.
Yeah, but it's a vibe score.
Yeah, okay. I think I know where I'm at.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, so
Yeah,
close.
pretty close. I had to go weird with the number. My bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, content.
Um, yeah, content is just the arrangement. Again, it's obviously a little long. Like I think you seem to want it to be about that long, and this sort of experimental, like soundtracky type thing. Like it's not a pop song. It doesn't need to be like super short necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It might help for any of the listeners that are encountering it on streaming or SoundCloud to not have it be too long. Um, so that you could have like an extended version of it that is if somebody picks it up for a game or a soundtrack, like you can give them that. But for listeners, I think it would benefit from being shorter, like being under 4 minutes for sure. Um, and obviously the content and the sounds a little bit weird at some points, like some dissonant areas still. Doesn't feel super well like packaged all together, but there are some really interesting points. And yeah, it's just a matter of making it more consistent and
We got it,
cohesive.
Deshaun.
And we got it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
That was
just
a
making
FastTrack
things more consistent overall in the arrangement, the sounds that you're using, and the choices, what things do.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got anything else? Content?
What do you think about dissonance here?
There's a couple areas that it does something weird. There's like an odd note out. There's like 2 or 3 of those areas, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Use Josh's
still,
eyes as a guide when you.
yeah, go back, see where I react.
Yeah.
Foolproof.
I
Yeah,
reacted out of enjoyment mostly because I knew that Josh was going to react.
yeah. I'm the barometer.
There's some part
for
that
dissonance.
there's some part where I think it is cool, but yeah,
There's a couple that are cool, but there are a couple that are like, uh-oh.
I really do wish that we had a version control system for Jokerhead. And
I
be like,
know.
dude,
That would be nice.
we do once we get him on, and maybe I
Yeah.
should get him on pretty soon. Actually,
Yeah.
he
And
is a
integrate it with the feedback stream, which is another development task for us.
yeah, but okay. Oh yeah, we didn't do the content score. I have my score. Do you have yours?
Yeah, I do.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oops. Yeah,
I figured. Yeah,
I went a little lower. I just think that
that's
there's
fine. I get it.
still like so much room, like objectively versus the other stuff that we review,
Mm-hmm.
for this to be just refined and just like get rid of the nonsense and just make it make sense. Like
Make it make sense.
that's a big thing for listeners
Real.
usually.
Real. Yeah, I feel like this was a little bit more guided than the last song that we listened to, but yeah, still it is kind of confusing.
Yeah, a little more structure, but it's like
Yeah.
within that structure, there's just so much packed in.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
Yeah, and I don't know how intentional it is either.
Yeah.
Yeah, production. Yeah, what's happening, man? You bricked up the waveform still, which is like I think the main feedback that we had before is it's like too compressed, it's bricked up, and there's like a lot of stuff going on that probably doesn't need to be there. So if
Yeah.
if you're more subtractive and kind of surgical um, with your mixing approach, then that should fix it. Like mostly fix itself. Like it just seems like you're like, oh, they said it's too loud, so I'm gonna just brick it up the same way I always do, but then just turn it down on the master, and it's like, no, 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 no. Now it's even worse. I don't know why. The drums lost all of their impact. The kick drum has no bass to it. It's just perplexing. The toms have more impact than the main snare. I don't know what's happening. Usually your drums are pretty much on point. So, and I think we tell you that. So, like, you know, keep the good parts, please.
Yeah.
Uh, some of the synth choices I think sound really good compared to your previous one. So, yeah, if you can just merge a little bit of old Jokerhead with new Jokerhead, like that'd be great. Yeah, please be selective about that process. But yeah, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Yep.
Agree with all that. What the fuck happened to the master, and what happened to that snare and those toms being kind of out of proportion.
Joker score is needed. It's
Just
69 pretty much,
a
but
button that says Joker score.
that would be great actually.
Joker,
Yeah.
Joker, Joker.
Joker score. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a orthogonal like to the to the
Yeah.
score. Yeah, okay. All right. I got my score.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oof.
I just had to dunk on him here. Like it's perplexing. I don't know why. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
why
mean,
these choices are made.
I feel like if the main like for me, if this was at regular volume, there'd be a few questionable choices, but like overall, I think more of the sections feel decent in terms of the overall balance than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Track total.
Track total.
Bing, ba-doo-ding, ding, ding, ba-doo-doo. Yeah, like the melody. I think he's got a pretty good like melody that's going on. It's just
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I know where I'm at.
all right. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh,
Oh shit!
there we go.
That's a fast track
You know, it's
consistency.
true if we both independently come up with the same score, Jokerhead.
Yeah, it happens. 39 plus 39 is 60. No,
Not
78.
69.
Okay, yeah. I was like, wait,
30 plus 30 plus 9
I
is
was like, I was gonna say, is like the universe like doing
yeah.
something here? But okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you, Jokerhead. It's always a pleasure. I don't know why you're not here, but
yeah.
well, knowing you, you'll come in and then tip us at the very last song, so we can't listen to your song, even though
Yes, that will
you know.
probably happen in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, then you'll take like 30 minutes to tip, and it's like,
Yeah.
anyways,
Anyways, thanks for that, Jokerhead.
appreciate you.
To catch up on the chat here, glad you got your submission in, Deshawn. We got it. Sounds
Mhm.
like you maybe just missed that last screen, which is fine. But just to also reply to Markets or Mr. KT's comment about the submission system, we appreciate that a lot.
It'll
Like we've
get
been
even
saying,
better.
yeah, like we've been saying, like the thing that we're really developing here is a music productivity platform and collaboration. So like we've got right now functionality that is sort of a closed beta. So only people who we've given access to are slowly onboarding users, where you can upload projects with tracks obviously in them. And those tracks can have versions. And so you can keep track of your version numbers, like when they were uploaded, what that version was about, and then you can have discussion with collaborators or just leave your own comments on your own tracks to say like, hey, at this timestamp you could change this thing around, or like, mix differently here, like change this lyric, whatever, and tag people in those comments. Like they get notified. You can add them as collaborators with different levels of access. You can assign tasks to people or to yourself
Hmm.
with deadlines, so you can keep track of all the things you have to do as part of your release,
Hmm.
and a whole lot more that we're working on outside of that. And we want to get your ideas too on what you actually want us to develop. So the way that we're doing this, again, we're like doing sort of one-on-one sessions with people to get them in, figure out what you want, how we can help you, like get you onboarded to the product. And if you're interested in that, if anybody wants to be in that, like let us know. You can like DM us on Instagram or on Discord, and I'll put the Discord in here too.
Hmm.
But if you want to like, let us know if you want to schedule a chat with us and get into the product, and we can do that. All you have to do is ask pretty much at this point.
Yep.
So uh, that's where we're at, and looking forward to rolling that out gradually, and finding, fixing things, finding things to add that you want, and just giving you something that helps you make music as easily and as effectively as possible so that you can like make better music and get more fans and like, you know, fulfill your goals, whatever those may be. That's our mission. So
Yes.
that's what we're doing.
Super enjoyable to see what people's motivations are too. So
Yeah,
but cool.
definitely.
Yeah, please join FastTrack. Looks like all you guys did. So yeah, let us know if you're especially interested. And we're typically reaching out to the people that are most active, and at least at this point, like we're trying to like iron out all the bugs for you guys too. People that'll use it often and can get back to us quicker. But yeah, if you're really interested, obviously you would be a high candidate. So if you give us a message, we'll probably put you up in the list. But yeah, eventually to be open, but now it's closed.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, we got Mr. KT and we got Our Eyes next, and we usually only do 5 songs. We have a hard stop at 7:30 Central.
Yeah.
So we typically do. It depends on how fast we go. I think we're going a little bit faster today. We might be able to get
I
through the
mean, but
last
right
one,
now
but
we've got about 30 minutes left, so we're not going
exactly.
to get through two. Like each one's going to be at least 15 minutes because we try to give you guys really detailed feedback.
Yeah, and then
So let's
someone's probably gonna
commit.
send a fucking 7-minute song or something. Happens.
Possibly, yeah, but we'll just commit to 5 because that's what we'll realistically get through.
Yeah.
And
So
that
that
means Deshaun, if you want to be reviewed today, the way we do it, just to be fair, we review all tracks in order that they're reviewed. So
or
we
submitted.
will get to yours. Right now, yours is slated to be first for the next stream that we do, which would be next Friday. If you want to get reviewed today, you have the option to tip us $5. That's in appreciation for us
Mhm.
giving free feedback, but also because we have to treat the queue fairly somehow. So by default, free, reviewed in order. If you really want to tip to get ahead, you're free to do that.
Mhm.
So if you want to, let us know. Preferably, probably let us know like right now if you want to get reviewed ASAP
Yeah.
or while we're doing the next track. Oh, and you said you're down. So if you
There you
do
go.
actually want to do that, feel free, and we can wait a second for you to go through that flow.
Yeah.
But we don't want to delay too long. So let us know if you definitely are doing that,
Yeah.
and we would appreciate it. And then we
Yeah,
would
so just go.
slot you in there.
It's the same website. Click that link. $5. Once you fill out the $5 or more, it'll send you to Stripe to complete the tip, and then it'll use our system to automatically put you up. So, yeah, please let us know. I'll get it done now. Cool. Um, if you get it done quick enough, then we'll put you
Now,
next. Yeah.
no pressure either. Like we're not telling you have to. And also, I feel bad now because all 3 of you are here.
Yeah. So it's like,
Usually isn't the
guys,
case.
yeah. If Deshaun goes through his word, right, then it would be Deshaun, Market, or Mr. KT, and then Our Eyes. So it's like there's 2 spots, 3 people. Who's gonna secure the last spot? Um, I hate to do this as like putting gladiators in the ring here, but like
Yeah.
we do only have 5 spots. So, but
Well,
Deshaun hasn't seemed to do the tip. So I don't know. Maybe we'll give him. What do you think? 5 seconds. Do we have any other things to say
a few
about
more
Fast
seconds.
Track?
I mean, well, just that like Our Eyes, I think you're still here.
Yeah.
And Mr. KT, I see you're
Mr.
still here
KT's
too.
laughing comfortably, bruh.
He said, "I don't mind giving up my space."
Dude, wow.
What
What
a
a guy.
team player!
What a team player. But don't do it. Don't do it until he tips, bro. Like, come on. Please don't sell yourself short. We want to hear your music too.
I mean, we appreciate that. That's also like we try to if somebody's got like a release deadline or they like really are at the stage where they don't feel like they can move forward in their track without getting feedback first, then like sometimes people just need it and they're willing to tip to get it feedback today.
Hmm.
And then they appreciate it too, and people are very nice in the chat usually. If like somebody needs to skip to get ahead, that they'll
He
allow
did it.
that. I think, yeah, there it
He
is.
delivered. Deshaun delivered.
Delivered on the promise.
You're
Very
fired.
nice. So
Time
we'll
out.
push that to live and get to yours, and then Mr. KT, you'll be up next. And yeah, we got your tip there. And then
What a
Our
guy.
Eyes, unless you tip, unless you tip to get ahead of Mr.
What the,
KT, which I'm not suggesting, but if you are fine waiting, you'll be
do
up
it.
first next week. And like we said, you'll get an automatic email notification when you um, are up to be reviewed next week. So like on the morning of next Friday, it'll tell you like, hey, by
Yeah.
the way, you're probably going to be reviewed today, and you'll be up first as of now.
Sorry to someone get left out. No worries. And also, like, yeah, Our Eyes, catch another pun. Yeah, so your spot is saved. If you want to update the song that you submit, you could do that.
Yeah.
Just let us know when you come back next time, and then or just do it during the week. Yeah, send us a message, whatever you want to do. But okay. Cool. But yeah, we'll go to Deshaun now. So shout out Deshaun. Appreciate you for tipping, um, and figuring out how to submit. Your song is called "Emotionally Bruised." Songwriter, lyricist, artist, vocalist, producer. Track genre, rock and alternative. Interesting. Made this in about 5 hours yesterday. Still some stuff I would like to add vocally, but I want some general feedback. Maybe more towards the mix. Okay. Cool. You ready?
Yep.
Emotionally bruised. Deshaun. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Nice. Down.
I won't lie. Without you doesn't feel like home. All
Nice voice.
my fault. Or maybe it was yours all along.
A little bit of a hard edge on those vocal tails.
I don't know if I'll ever
A lot of grit.
learn to be all on my own. I put in effort, then get burned. The castle's overthrown. I don't wanna live with your abuse. Emotionally
Cooler.
bruised. Why is it always you that got to choose? You're tightening my
Wish
noose.
the snare cut a bit.
It's kind of a Bit Crush sound there.
Yeah, the snare has some good here.
Not sure how I feel about that Bit Crush.
False hope. I'm living off my false hope. It's got me in a chokehold. You've shot enough, don't reload. Exposed. My weaknesses are exposed. I wipe the blood from my nose. You cut me like a dead rose. I don't wanna live with your abuse. Emotionally bruised. Why is it always you that got to choose? You're tightening my noose.
Nice. All right, Josh. Ending. Good.
It's okay.
Okay.
The ending was, you know,
Eh.
it wasn't bad. I think it could have had a little more drama, or like, I don't know,
Yep.
just a teeny bit. But yeah, I always criticize that. Overall, I mean, shit, I'm impressed. Like that was cool. Didn't have any expectations going in, and there's a lot to like there. Like a lot that sounds very professional.
Yep, I agree. He says, "Yes, sir. I don't really know exactly what genre this is. Very TikTok-y, very almost Foo
Perhaps.
Fighter-y, but
No, this is not Foo Fighters, dude. You
I
do not know rock at all.
I felt a little bit of Everlong in that guitar, the guitar chord. Like one of the guitar chords
It's a like
reminded me
maybe
of
it's in drop
Everlong.
D or something. Like sure,
Got a drop
maybe
D on this
one
track.
Foo Fighters song or something. But
Yeah.
this reminds me a lot of The Neighborhood. Do you know The Neighborhood?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
I agree with that.
But
Yeah, even the way that the vocals are processed.
yeah, that's the main thing. Well, for sure, is reminiscent of The Neighborhood. But I think that vocal processing is one of my main like feedback things. You might have seen it on my face a little bit, but I just thought that especially towards the beginning, some of your like the tail end of your vocal lines where you were sustaining the note for like a pretty a long time. One, just from a delivery standpoint, I think you didn't always have to hold those notes out so long. It kind of felt a little forced at the beginning, but
Mhm.
also it was just very sharp and a little grating with the amount of mid-forward telephony distorted effect on the vocal.
Yeah.
Like it was just cutting through, and it was pretty loud relative to the mix, and just really present.
And yeah, in
And
general, the vocals are really loud compared to the
I
everything else.
I like that breakup and distortion of the effect that you're doing later, like in the more chorusy type parts, and especially when your vocal delivery is starting to break up behind it. Like that's a really cool sound.
Mhm.
But earlier in the mix, it just is like a lot kind of. It sounds just a little bit amateurish of like how much of that effect. It's like seasoning your dish with just way too much like salt, like just
Mhm.
back it up a little bit
Mhm.
and it'll be perfect. Um
Subtlety is the key.
yeah, but I like what you're doing there. I think there are like I think it would be really cool if you had some automation throughout to bring more or less of that effect in and out, like when it's actually needed.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know if there's an opportunity here, but like I feel like some formant shifting would also really like put it into overdrive. You like had an opportunity to use a little bit of automated formant shifting. That's always a really cool sound in this genre, I feel like.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just thinking like this reminds me. I'm trying to remember if I've heard any of that in the Neighborhood songs, or maybe he just does that with his voice more so.
Hmm.
But like Black Bear does that a lot with
Mm.
and this reminded me of Black Bear too, because he had some really good lyrics in here. One of them was like, "You cut me like a dead rose," and it rhymed with the line before.
Mhm.
That was really good, and
Mhm.
but it reminded me of Black Bear because he's got a similar kind of vocal aesthetic to the
Mhm.
Neighborhood,
Mhm.
and he had an album called Dead Roses that had a bunch of analogies like that.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, overall, super impressive. Like delivery, lyrical content, arrangement, you know,
Pretty catchy.
chords, writing, catchy. Like, yeah, super cool. But what do you think, Chris?
Yeah, no, I think I agree with everything there. I think the neighborhood is a definitely better characterization of the lane that he's in, for sure. What do you say? Wow, thanks you. Yeah, look, that makes sense. Still trying to learn how to produce. Yeah, I think I'll go into my stuff. I think, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this. This is pretty cool. There's like some production things I would say, um, but I'll get to that at that time. But yeah, I think you have an understanding of what makes something catchy. I think the instrumentation I think was pretty gripping for the whole song. Like from the beginning guitars, I thought, oh, that was cool. To when your vocals came in, I was like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah,
I don't think I was ever too bored. I think I did get to the point where what is it, 158? So around here. Or, let's see. It felt like after this, I heard pretty much the same thing that I heard in the first half, but that's okay. Like I think it's kind of like a pop song, and you get into the chorus, which is the emotionally bruised part and titular, and yeah, it makes sense. So, uh, yeah, I think it's a pretty nice track. Yeah, and I
yeah.
think you just have some minor things in production, and you can probably ship this out, um, and people will love
And
it.
props to you too. You said first time producing my own song. I normally just buy beats. So, like, dude, that's impressive
Oh,
going
so did you
straight.
play guitar on this?
Yeah, let us know what played
Yeah,
and
because you put
did exactly.
producer, but you didn't put, like, instrumentalist or anything, so is this all programmed, or is this samples? Like, let us know.
I
I'm
mean,
just
if
curious.
so, it for the most part sounds cohesive enough that I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
It's like just a good song.
yeah,
Um,
and that's the goal, yeah.
so yeah, big props for like making that leap, and it sounds like you've got a lot of found samples through Splice. That makes sense.
There you go.
Um, but it sounds like you've got a lot of eye for like putting stuff together, like yourself, and
In a ear,
arranging
yeah.
and writing. Like especially I think that comes through in your songwriting and the integration with all of the sounds. Like you've got an eye for it. So I would say run with it and keep doing it. It's great. This is your first time
Mhm.
doing that, but
Yeah,
super cool.
cool.
I
5?
do.
Mhm.
Yeah. For let's do vibes. Where's this at? Yeah, I think I know where I'm at.
I think so too. 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have even gone higher. I mean, I like this a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I like this. This is cool.
Content?
And then for content, if we can go any further on that, I mean, oh, one thing I was going to mention, I thought that hi, I think it's a hi hat, sound, it sounds like something that's not a hi-hat. It's like thicker than a hi-hat.
Mm-hmm.
Was a little bit loud at points, like in the beginning. It just takes up a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's unique.
So
It
very
doesn't sound like
forward, yeah.
normal. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a normal hi-hat, but maybe just the leveling or something, or the EQing could make it a little bit lighter.
Yeah, I think what might be happening is the snare, I think, is just getting eaten up by the rest of the song.
Yeah.
And if it's a little bit better balanced with that hi hat, I think it could work.
Yeah.
I do like a nice crunchy hi hat, especially. I think there is a little bit of accents in it as well. It was probably a splice sample, and it was like well played,
Mhm.
which is always kind of enjoyable to listen to. But yeah, I agree with Josh. The balance was pretty hi hat heavy. Yeah, and I think you might be able to benefit from side chaining the snare to the rest of the track that's happening to just allow the track to be ducked while the snare hits. It just allows the snare to poke through because there's a point where everything drops out and I was like, oh, the snare sounds great here. I think it's yeah, there's like nice impact there, right? And
Yeah.
then as soon as the everything else comes back in,
False hope. I'm
a
living.
lot of that impact's gone, and so it's
Yeah.
like I think it's a simple kind of side chain, and it could be subtle, really. Um, in
It
helping
could
to
be sidechain. I mean, I sort of feel like you have to figure out what the root cause is before you just apply a blanket
right,
patch.
yeah,
And it's like, if it's that there's other stuff that's clashing frequency wise that may not need those frequencies,
yeah.
it's a little healthier usually. Like, not, it depends
Less
on the genre and
complexity
the
too, right?
sound that you're trying to go for, but like a little bit healthier to try to remove EQ from things that don't need it. Cause
Yeah,
then there will be more space for the snare. And then you can do like potentially a more subtle side chain or something, but like we
yeah,
also don't want to unnecessarily add like a pumping sound necessarily to this kind of thing.
that's correct.
So definitely like do the root cause. Why is it getting lost? And then
Mhm.
figure out how you can address it. And there are a couple different ways to do that. And
Yeah,
yes, mixing is hard. One of the things we've thought about for FastTrack is like a marketplace for helping you find collaborators or people to help you do stuff that you don't want to or are not good at. So like
yeah,
finding a mixing engineer, mastering engineer, that kind of thing. But we're
yeah.
not quite there yet. That takes a lot to start that up.
Oh yeah, and yeah. I look layer, subtract the EQ from them. Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy. Yeah, I feel like he understands what to do.
I think you've got the idea.
I
Yeah,
think it just seems a touch muddled. I could see that, especially when this like, I don't even know how to describe it. This 8-bit kind of synth. I think you can hear it more when everything drops out. That synth when it first comes in, it
Then get burned. The castle's overthrown.
that's a kind of muddy. I like the texture that it adds though. It brings this kind of starry night sky feel
dude,
to it.
great
Kinda cool.
great vocal delivery and lyrics. Like it's super good.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, yeah. I think it is good. Cool. Funnily enough, we're talking about production, but content. Yeah, I was just gonna say for the production thing, Josh is exactly right. You can apply Occam's razor. The like, what is it? The simplest. Well, that's simplest explanation, but maybe the simplest fix is the best one. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's. I mean,
you get your
it's
EQ
sort
balance
of.
first, then it's
I
good.
think that it can be a little bit of a dangerous place to just think like the simplest fix. It's more so like you want to just address the root cause. It's more first principles than it is Occam's razor. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're just trying to get to the bottom of what's actually going on and then addressing it like that
Mm-hmm.
versus saying this is the problem I'm hearing like at the front layer and here's a random idea, like the go-to way that I do to fix it, because sometimes you're just going to like push things in another direction and complicate stuff, and you want to eliminate the problem at the source rather than just applying a patch all the time, like side chaining.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful around that.
Yep. Um, yeah, you could always do the dynamic EQ too, but yeah, it's simple. Yeah, but okay. Content. Do you have a score?
Yep.
All right. Three, two, one.
I think, yeah, I mean, I personally think the content is the strong suit here, just like the arrangement and the writing and the delivery and all that stuff. It's a cool song.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. Production.
Yeah, and then production, like again, not bad. I think the edginess of that vocal processing and like working that out is an area for improvement.
Mhm,
And maybe that ending, I don't know, processing there or something, the way things cut out, not a big deal.
mhm.
But overall, and then like the snare issue and the hi-hat, those are the production items. But other than that, I think it sounds pretty damn good, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I think the vocal cuttiness is probably the biggest problem. I'd be curious to see once you make that fix if, because another thing was I was like, I think the vocal is just a little bit like sitting on top of the rest of the track, but I wonder if making it less grating would solve that issue as well. Seems like balance wise it's a little bit louder than everything else, but it's like pretty subtle. Like if this is the first song you're mixing, you're doing a really good job. So
Yeah.
Kudos. But okay, I have a score for production.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Production, I think, is where the most work is needed, but it's not bad.
Agreed. Track total.
Totally. Let's
Totally. Got it.
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
there we go, baby.
Nice. This is cool, man. Like, great job for this being your first, like, produced, I guess you could say, song. Like, that's awesome. This is like really impressive. It sounds like you've got a vision and you've got good writing chops and delivery and execution. So like, keep running with it. Like, send us more stuff if you want to. If you make revisions to this, feel free. But I think you probably know like where you need to go. Sounds like the mixing stuff is something that you either would want to like upskill on and just practice more, because I don't think you're that far off, honestly. Or try to find somebody to collaborate with to work on with that. But yeah, it's really cool.
I agree. It's pretty solid. I love it when you put the vocal layers too. That sounded really nice.
Yeah.
But cool. Thanks, Deshaun. Appreciate you. Thanks for the tip too.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Hope to have you
back.
All
right. Yes, for sure. And you're signed up, so it should be easier. The last song of the day, we got Mr. KT, Waiting Patiently, all stream from the UK. Was he the one that went to the pub? I don't remember. It might have been our eyes. But shout out to you for waiting. Thank you for waiting. Your song is Better. Role, songwriter, beat maker, producer. Genre, chill step. I don't think we've got a chill step song in a long time, if at all. Track description, first exploration into this chill style of tune. Cool.
Nice.
I'm ready. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Better. Market. 3, 2, 1. Is it Market or Mr. KT?
Question.
I did not mention it in the track.
Think what a day
It's that swirly sound.
Harsh frequency there.
Yeah. Market. It is market. I don't know when we started saying Mr. KT.
That's cool. Wait, did you put your producer tag in the drop there? Don't do that.
What's that fucking underwater MP3 thing?
I like how the vocals.
It's a little long. This drop is very long.
As a first drop, yeah.
He said the second drop is repetitive. I'm like, the first drop is already repetitive. It's very resonant too.
Which was
Everything is just, there's a resonant frequency that just like won't go away. A lot of ambient. Yeah, that sample is just repetitive too.
yeah, and I can kind of tell. It's like awkwardly cut in some places.
Yeah, I agree. voice is starting to annoy me.
I have no idea what she's saying.
You have no idea. No idea.
I like that snare.
I can't get any words out of that at all.
Yeah, I gave up on listening there.
Okay, different instrument here. Is the word ugly? I keep
Don't
thinking
ever-
it's ugly.
Don't ever put your future tag in the drop like that. It's pretty much like the same as
Yeah. That bass is like an inversion or awkward. Enunciate, woman. My fucking god. Man, that's a lot of reverb.
Yeah, it's
So
so
much
interesting
reverb.
how resonant everything is in the drop, and then just how washed out the guitar is.
Yeah, but that resonant peak is in this, or this whole guitar thing is so resonant too.
Even here, you think?
'Cause there's so much reverb.
Yeah.
It's just build up in those resonant frequencies.
There you go. Market.
Holy. Interesting.
Market.
I'm trying to remember, Market, what you've sent us previously, but, like, I guess you said this is in progress. It's a little bit of an exploration, far away from your usual style.
It's got an interesting
Yeah.
timbre to it, but
Yeah, there's some interesting timbres. I mean,
maybe some in not a good way, but I think there's like I like the breathiness of her vocals, but there's like some weird like entrances and exits, the way that
yeah,
it's chopped, the
yeah.
vocals, like it's like I think you should look at that again and make sure that they don't come in like weirdly, and if there needs to be a fade in, like fade it in correctly. I don't know
I don't
what she's saying. I have no idea what the song's about.
I
I
didn't get
roasted you.
any words, like,
Yeah,
no words. It's just like,
I think
like, the whole
I think
time.
she says heartbeat, but I don't know.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, I couldn't get any of that. It was just like, I can't imagine how annoyed I would be
Yeah.
if there was somebody in real life who spoke like that, where there's no consonant sounds. It's
Yeah.
just all vowels. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I have no idea what she said at all throughout the whole thing, and yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
So that's thing one.
but she has like kind of a I like her voice. I think I agree
If
with
there were
Joss, and it got
lyrics,
annoying after a while.
if
Like,
it was intelligible, it'd be different. Like, I don't mind the, like, I don't
yeah,
know, vocal style or whatever it is, but
yeah,
yeah, that, and then, like, the guitar you said is your friend's guitar that they provided. Did they provide it
Jacob.
with you with a shitload of reverb on it, and then you just were stuck and had to add more or not
Nah,
liking
it's
it?
on market for sure. Because during the drop, it's like pretty like resonant up front, right?
Oh,
There's like no
yeah, there's a little bit of
reverb on
guitar,
there.
but it's, like, gated. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's to gate the reverb out of it or
Oh,
something, but
I don't know. To me, it sounds. I think in the second drop, it was a little more.
sounds heavily gated to me. Like, there's something, whether it's the
Sure,
guitar,
it's definitely
that
heavily
and
gated.
something else, are, like, chopping in and out in, like, an automatic gated way that sounds really glitchy to me, and
I
not in
think
a
the
good way.
glitchiness is. I thought it was intentional. Like everything in that drop is like kind of glitchy.
A
Like,
little bit, but it just feels broken to me. Like, it just feels like you applied a gate and the gate doesn't quite know what to do. Like,
mm,
just doesn't feel like there's an intentional, like, dramatic, cool glitchiness. It's just like there's a little shred of that, but then there's like a giveaway where it's like, oh, it gates in and out right there, and that doesn't make sense. Doesn't sound intentional.
yeah.
Um, or yeah, just like in general. And then I don't know. Those are like the top of mind issues. I think overall, it's like, man, those drop sections are so long,
Mhm. Yeah.
just so long. It doesn't matter. The second one could not exist. The first one's twice as long as it needs to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like maybe this is just too far outside of your comfort zone. And it's like you're guessing at a lot of different things at the same time, or you just haven't gotten there yet. This is in progress. It's not where you want it to be at. That's fine.
Mhm.
But right now, it just feels like, man, dropped like the chorus, the structure, like so long, like not enough exciting stuff happening. That
Yeah.
guitar has so much reverb on it, so resonant, just like isn't honestly the best tone. And then the vocals like super wishy-washy. There's like cut points that are weird.
Mhm.
Um, and it kind of just repeats a lot of the same stuff
Yeah, I
and
think you
feels a
cut
little
each
empty.
section in half.
It feels like the sonic space is being completely filled up, and there's a lot of like a little bit of clashing too,
Mm.
busyness, but like the arrangement feels just like it's lacking still. Like it's just like that same like whatever that little melody thing is
Mhm.
over and over and over, and like this annoying kind of like wishy-washy vocalist,
Mhm.
and there's nothing else to it. It just like repeats
Mhm.
for 4 minutes and 21 seconds, same like the Joker hit song, I believe.
Mm. Yep.
um just like pare it down, like find the stuff that's interesting and get rid of all the nonsense.
Mhm.
It's the same story kind of as like with Joker hit song a little bit, but
Yeah.
timbre wise, like get the glitchiness out of there. Like unless you want to create intentional glitchiness that's like time bound in some way where it's like on the grid
Mhm.
versus just like a gate acting, erratically. Um, that's a big thing. And the vocal sample chopping it in the right places or getting a better sample that's more intelligible.
Mhm.
Um, and just thinking about what is the song, like what do you want it to be? Like you
Mhm.
said, this is an exploration. That's fine,
Yeah.
but what genre is this? Is this chill
He said
step?
chill step, yeah. And I mean, I got a chiller vibe from it, but I agree with everything that Josh is saying. It's like, um, I think, you've achieved somewhat of a chill vibe. And I was like, kind of, who's the artist I'm thinking of? Kind of like a Pretty Light song. It's just like
Mhm.
kind of chill into it. But I agree, like you said, the second one was repetitive. I didn't see any difference between the first and second drop. And
I think he was saying like, oh, because it's not that different from the first one. But
oh,
then there
but
was
yeah,
it,
drop one itself was repetitive. Like, yeah.
yeah, very repetitive. But was it here? I think a few new synths come in. There's like that do do do. There's like a low note
Mhm.
that sounds like it's creating a weird chord inversion that doesn't sound very satisfying. I think it's like I don't know if it's first or second inversion, but there's like a one of those inversions is known to be like less like resolved sounding. It kind of sounds like it's like a D over F sharp. Well, if anybody knows what that is.
Mm.
It's just like a strange relationship between like the middle note of the chord being the bass note of the chord makes
Mm.
things sound less stable essentially.
Mhm.
And any inversion is less stable than like the root note. And so you have to be really careful when you are how your bass line's constructed to not make things sound sort of topsy-turvy, like not stable. And that's what it felt like once that other bass synth thing came in, and then like some not super refined sounding synth lines in that second chorus that didn't really change things substantively.
Mhm.
So I just
I didn't
like
even pick up on any of that too. So like that's Josh paying attention to it. Like I didn't pick up that shit at all as a lay person. So it's like
yeah. I
careful.
mean, the effect is just that it sounds a little unstable, like in the second chorus, like a little uneasy, and like it doesn't quite know where it wants to go. And like honestly, my impression overall here, because there's a lot of actionable advice I think that we're trying to give that you could take and try to make revisions, but I would ask more so like like what are you really trying to make? Like are you just sort of experimenting and trying to get the best song out of it as possible? Like if so, keep iterating at it and like try to get something that's just generally pleasing from all that feedback that we're giving. But it feels to me like there's a little bit of a lack of like clear vision or end goal here. So maybe
Yeah.
you just think about like who are you trying to emulate? What genre is this? Why are you doing it? Is it a personal project, or do you want to like have fans that like this style of music that are going to like your track?
Yeah.
And how does it compare to the other stuff that's similar?
I think there's like a pretty like a decently solid base to it. I think the biggest problem is like the vocal is trying to service like the main like person that is driving the purpose of the song.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's a sample that is unintelligible. And then at some point, like I think here, it's like literally it's just like repeating like her like just doing that. Oh,
Yeah.
there's no progression. Like what is she even singing about? I think you know, and like in the drop, she's already doing like these glitchy. It's the same. That was the same. That was the same thing, right?
Same
Like so,
sample, yeah.
if you had access, and I'm guessing that you don't have access to this vocalist. Like this part here would be a great point where she can actually sing something like long form and like actually say like a message, right?
Yeah.
And that would make this whole part like more captivating and a top line that's like that takes us through the whole journey. But instead, my vibe right now is like, oh, I got a chillness to it. I think they achieved that, but the vibe is like every section is twice as long as it needs to be. The main story itself doesn't seem to be really carrying me anywhere. It's chill, but like that's it. So I don't know. I like the guitar too, and the gating to me for the guitar, it kind of fits the glitchiness of everything else in the drop. So I'm not too mad about it personally. I see what Josh is saying though. It does seem kind of random compared to the other things that are being glitched out. I just kind of chalked it up for you being a little bit more what various, I guess. But yeah, it could just be unintentional and kind of messy. But yeah, the main thing for me is the top line. It's just like not really telling a story here. So, anyways, and oh yeah, don't put your freaking don't put your you can put your producer tag before the drop at the beginning, sure, but like don't put it during the drop right after
Yeah.
you already said it, and then don't do it twice in a song. Like you don't need it.
Yeah.
You did it 4 times. You dropped your tag 4 times. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, this is all to say we went pretty deep for vibes. So
Yeah.
what do you got?
It's all the above. I've got a score.
Shit. All right, I got a score too.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. You know what? I'm gonna go down a little bit. Fuck.
Gotta calibrate.
Right there. Yeah. Sure.
I mean,
Sure, sure, sure.
if I'm really thinking hard about this, like, look, our scale is redo, develop, good to go. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot here that you do need to just redo. Like, go back to the drawing board and figure out what's the structure, like, what are the samples, what are the sounds, what's the point, what's the genre, who's the audience.
Mhm.
And I think there are parts of this that are valid. Like, you've got a structure to it. You could take this and just modify, make more minor modifications based on the advice that we've given, and all of that, and it would be okay. But I think it's more in the camp of like there's some good stuff that's salvageable here, but it's mostly like develop. Like there's a lot that needs to be developed here, in my opinion, to make it like really good and listenable.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying. I think the foundation is still solid. It's like if you halved every section, I think it would be a little bit more digestible. But still, there's a big issue, with the content, the top liner there, and with the production stuff, like some of the resonances and reverb is kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I like the base, like kind of foundation that's there, and it gives me like a chill kind of nice vibe. But yeah, it's I can see your score. I'm fine.
Mhm.
I'm fine with
Yeah.
it. But content, what do you have?
We talked about it, but
Yeah.
I think just like sound choices, the way you're chopping stuff up needs to be like sound really intentional. Which right now it's like I see you sort of tried to chop up the vocal, but it's not like the quality of chop of like a well-known DJ. It
Mhm.
doesn't feel like it. Like think like it's not just like you can't chop a track up in two places and expect it to sound like Skrillex. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot, a fuckload more going into how to make really great sounding vocal chops
Mhm.
that isn't just like, oh, technically it was chopped, so therefore it's good.
Mhm.
It's like it's got to be artistically good.
Mhm.
So I think there's a big gulf between where you're at now and making those chops sound like the genre or sound just pleasing and like artfully crafted and interesting and well done, and
Yeah.
tasty, musically tasty.
Yeah.
Um, and that goes for a lot of different parts here. I think like a lot of things are kind of okay, but nothing is like really outstanding and like, or even up to par, in my opinion, to like the stuff that's popular in the genre that's been done for the past 10, 15 years.
Mhm.
So, or around the genre for the past 10, 15 years. So to me, it's just like more practice. Like you said, it's experimentation. So it's, it's no points deducted, but,
Mhm.
just figuring out some soul searching for this track. What do you want it to be? Is it for the public? Is it just for you to like experiment in a new genre? And if it is for the public, how are you going to like get from point A to point listenable to a larger audience and pleasing and up to snuff versus the stuff that they're already listening to. Otherwise, it's like, who's going to listen to it? Probably not a lot of people. So that's the hard truth. Is like we talked about. It's like there's that gap between not knowing how to use a DAW and knowing how to use a DAW, and then the gigantic gap between you can make a song or you can make a track, but can you make a song that is actually good and people really want to listen to over the millions, hundreds of millions of other tracks that are out there.
Yeah.
So that's the tough part. That's what we're trying to help do. And sometimes it does require like a different direction. Like you could take this structure, modify things, refine them a little bit, and have like a just okay song, and it might get along. But is it ever going to be like a huge track or like a marquee in your musical repertoire? Probably not, I think, realistically. But you could take elements of this and transform it into a totally new version where the structure is different. And you also incorporate the little things of like how to chop sounds up better, how to like process with reverb, and how to like, add variants, change all these things around. So my opinion still is that like if you want this to be really good, radio ready, that's the gold standard of our rating system, is like good to go. This is ready for listeners. There's an audience most likely for this. This is like really as good as it gets. But right now I feel like it's a an experiment, and that's okay. But if you want to get there, there's a lot to do, I think.
I agree. Yeah, and like there are some chops that sounded good. It was just, and Josh was saying a lot of it's like execution. Like I was like, okay, yeah, that is the sample that you should chop. Like you should repeat this
Yeah.
part, sure. But like, why is there like a weird like entrance tail that shouldn't be there, and like the end tail that goes on too long, and then I could hear it literally drop out, but it's not in like an artistic glitchy way. It's like, oops, this is wrong way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
A little bit of randomness.
Yeah, and we talked about the top line being kind of lacking and things being repetitive, but yeah. I have a score. You have a score?
Yeah.
I think a vocalist like her and the breathiness, and she reminds me of like a Japanese vocalist, Utada Hikaru. Like a very nice voice, and I think it goes well with your song. It's just like the substance of it is just not very interesting for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. But
yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Production.
Yeah. And then production, like I think the main thing for me is the reverbness and the clashing nature of a lot of it. That guitar just has a lot of tail on it, and I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know if I heard too much clashing.
Let's listen. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. There's a lot of sub bass in that bass there, and it feels a little bit disconnected, or like there's a little bit of an emptiness in like the mid-range content of the track. Like it's kind of like super low thumpy sub bass all the way, down there, and then your vocal sample that's kind of doing its own thing, like in its own realm.
Yeah.
And some other stuff in the middle, it's not quite filling in like that mid-range.
That's the thing. For me, I don't know if it's clashing. It's more like everything has a very high Q. Like that's what you were saying, right? Like it's very present.
Yeah,
Like,
high Q, and like
they're
the
living in their
resonance
own
is there. They're in their own spaces doing their own things. Doesn't feel super connected. That's partly arrangement. It's also partly sound choice. It's also partly production. So yeah, that's tough to put my finger on.
Yeah. So I didn't hear clashing. The guitar, when it's outside of the drops, it's like super washed out with reverb.
Washed out and resonant, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, like scale back the reverb there, and like in the drop sections, if you can make everything a little bit more cohesive, so there's not like glaring holes in the mix, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I have a score for production.
Yeah, me too.
You? 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Ooh. Track total.
Let's see. What was that? Oh, the sample. I thought you were singing the Key and Peele intro song thing.
What's the Key and Peele intro song?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, is it the Reggie Watts?
Is that it?
I thought it was boom boom boom.
Is that Key and Peele? I thought Reggie Watts did the intro for something else.
He did the intro for like a bunch of sketch comedy shows too, I think.
Yeah.
Like what was that one show?
Did he do it for Eric Andre or something?
Probably. All those guys.
Yeah.
Comedy Bang Bang. Did you watch that
Mm.
show?
Never heard of that.
It's kind of stupid. It was kind of cool though. But all right, track total.
Yeah, I got it.
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Happy.
All right.
Market. Appreciate you,
Not
Market.
Mr. KT.
Sorry.
I don't know where that came from. I think Chris started calling you that a few weeks ago, and I picked it up.
Yeah. Just being an idiot. Yeah. I was gonna ask him, but then I heard him go Market like 4 times, so now it's clear.
Market.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for the
better.
submission. Sorry if we went in a little hard, but yeah, we've heard your stuff and there's stuff
Yeah.
that it's a signs of a good producer. It's just
Yeah.
you can do
I
better.
think that's the angle we're coming at this from is like, what you're doing more broadly, but this seems like you said, more of an experiment.
And hell yeah, man,
So
keep experimenting.
once you make it better, then you can market it. But
Market.
yeah. But
Nice.
cool. Thanks for
Thanks,
sending that
guys.
to us. We really appreciate it. Hopefully this is useful, like even if it's a little harsh sounding. Our intention is just like be realistic. Like will you be able to achieve your music goals, like get an audience if that's what you're after, or just make something that you're really proud of? And our job is to try to help with that. So that's where we're coming from. And hope to hear more from you. If you make revisions to this or you just have other stuff you want to send us, feel free as always. And that goes for everyone. So thanks for today, for sending your stuff in, everyone, for joining us. And this is Fast Track Feedback Fridays. We're here every Friday from 5:30 to 7:30 Central, which for you UK folks is right around the bouts of midnight.
Jeez.
And what else? Let's see. Follow us on Twitch so you get notified when we go live. Follow us on Instagram up there at FastTrack_music for when we have announcements, top tier tracks, that kind of stuff. Join our Discord. That is in the chat. People seem to join every week, so hop in there and say hi. And also let us know if you want to be onboarded to the Fast Track product. Sounds like a few people were interested in that in the chat. Right now it's free, obviously, and like the core features will, remain free. But we just want to, get feedback from you guys on how we can build a useful platform to help you make music better and faster and easier, and just organize your music release processes. So tracks, versions of tracks, projects, inviting collaborators to those projects and tracks, commenting with timestamps, feedback, tagging people, adding tasks and assigning those, adding deadlines to tasks. That's the basics of kind of keeping track of your releases, and a whole lot more, which will depend on what you tell us you want. So if you schedule a session with us to get you onboarded, you'll get early access to the product, get to try it out, tell us where we should go with it, and have an impact on what actually gets built. So
and it's
looking forward to that.
Actually reverse roast us. If we roast you on a song and you want to roast us back on the product.
So join Discord or follow us on Instagram and message us in one of those. Let us know if you want to get in, and then we'll set it up. So we're looking forward to it. Anything else you wanted to add, Chris?
No, y'all. Thank you for your submissions. Appreciate you.
Yes. Yeah, thanks everyone. Looking forward to next week as usual, and seeing some of you hopefully one-on-one and getting you into the product and seeing what you think. So looking forward. Thanks everyone.
That Joker interview is going to be crazy.
Yeah, indeed.
Crazy.
All right. Hopefully he'll be back next week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's that, thanks everyone. Good stream. See you next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Have a good weekend.
Shut up.